With everything else in life, on page 5, there are a few exceptions. Restricted areas such as sterile environments in a hospital for obvious reasons. We don't want to contaminate anything. The animals are allowed on the deck of public swimming pools, but not actually in the water. And also, they may be restricted in areas such as boarding houses because bodies, pet dander, allergies, and at a zoo where they could disrupt some caged animals. In identifying the service animals, this is the key to the whole thing. On page 6, there's only 2 questions you can ask of somebody in reference to a service animal. Number 1, is a dog a service animal required because of a disability? And 2, what work or task has that been trained for? And if you've ever been in the company of a service dog, they are incredible animals and they do specifically exactly what their handler expects them to do. In identifying a service animal, you cannot ask the following: the nature of a person's disability for a demonstration of a task, for certification, licensing, or identification card. There are none. They don't have to be licensed with the state. There's no fees to pay. They don't get a card to say, hey, it's a service animal. Typically, any service animal is going to have that jacket on identifying it, and how and where and when the animal was trained. The service handler certainly has responsibilities and must remain under their control at all times, and typically they'll be at their feet. The animal must be housebroken, the animal must remain in the handler's custody, and the handler is responsible for any damages it may cause, which I can assure you there won't be any. We do work with lots of school districts, and in conjunction with places that have service animals, we help to facilitate to bring them into the kids, and the kids absolutely love it. They're gentlest animals you can ever find. The only way to have a service animal removed is if the handler is not following their responsibilities. And lastly, on page 9, emotional support animals, entirely separate category, not protected under any law. You can see I put a picture here of a peacock. People will claim all kinds of things: snakes, lizards, cats, dogs, emotional support animals, but they don't fall under the same thing under the ADA as service animals. They don't have any access rights under the ADA. There's no official registration for emotional support animals, and registration is not required, same as the service animals. Also, an ESA letter, an emotional support animal letter, has to be written and signed by a licensed mental health professional if a place is going to allow that person to have that animal on their premises. So that concludes this year's topic. If you look on the last page here, page 10, they're my sources. If you're interested, you can look them up. A little more information, but for the most part, that summarizes it. And those 2 questions that can be asked is all really you need to know. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
It's not anything to do with this topic, it's about public works employees.
That's what the question is. I've
Can
worked
you
in
put your
safety.
mic on, Mr. Dewey?
Yes. The question I have is, they have, I call them tow truck uniforms, the pants with stripes, reflective stripe.
Mhm.
Is there anything stating that our employees should have those pants while they're working? In other words, like if they're plowing snow and they have to get out of their truck to clean the windshield or something like that.
Yeah, I can send you the statute. There's supposed to have high visibility on, typically you'll see the green, yellow, whatever
Right.
it would be, with reflectors on it as well.
But I know like at night, they're
Oh,
plowing
yes,
snow,
oh,
they
yes,
have a coat
yes,
on.
they are absolutely
But if they
required.
had the towing pants on, they would be seen immediately.
I can send you that information,
I would appreciate it.
okay? Amy, I'll drop you a email tomorrow, you can give me an email, I'll see that you get it. Okay, very good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
All right, thank you for that, and, I believe the mayor has a, proclamation to read.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Let's hope that. So this proclamation is regarding our 180th anniversary. Celebrating the 180th anniversary of the Township of Pemberton, March 10th, 1846 to March 10th, 2026. Whereas the Township of Pemberton was officially established on March 10th, 1846 by an act of the New Jersey legislature, marking the beginning of a proud and enduring municipal legacy. And Whereas for 180 years, the Township of Pemberton has grown from its early agricultural and railroad roots into a vibrant and diverse community, rich in history, culture, natural beauty, and civic pride. And whereas generations of residents, business owners, civic leaders, volunteers, veterans, and public servants have contributed to the development, preservation, and progress of the township, shaping it into the community we proudly call home. And whereas the township's many historic landmarks, including the historic Pemberton Railroad Station and its treasured natural resources such as Rancocas Creek and the surrounding Pinelands region, reflect the township's deep connection to its heritage and environment. And whereas the 180th anniversary provides an opportunity to the township's past, celebrates its present accomplishments, and inspire a shared vision for a strong future. And whereas the Township of Pemberton will commemorate this milestone throughout the year on the celebratory theme Pemberton 180-365, recognizing the resilience, unity, and community spirit that have defined Pemberton since March 10, 1846. Now therefore, be it proclaimed that the Mayor and Township Council of the Township of Pemberton do hereby recognize and celebrate March 10, 2026 as the 180th anniversary of the Township of Pemberton, and encourage all residents to reflect upon our shared history, participate in anniversary events, and continue working together to build upon the strong foundation established over the past 180 years. Be it further proclaimed that this milestone anniversary stands as a testament to the enduring spirit of Pemberton and its people, and we proudly honor the legacy of those who came before us while embracing the promise of generations to come. That's it. It's our history. Be proud, Pemberton.
And just so everybody knows, we're kicking it off on March 10th. There's gonna be a little thing at the train station on March 10th from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, I believe. Is that correct, Mr. McCown?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now we're moving on. Closed session, Resolution 81, 2026, authorizes the council to go into closed session. I understand we have a few things to discuss in closed session. Could I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Charleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. All right, folks, we'll be back as quickly as possible. Everybody please sit down, please. There's gonna be no formal action taken from closed session. Next, we're gonna move into public comments. Council's intention is to preserve the level and respect, courtesy and civility required to successfully conduct the public business. In this regard, the council should be addressed during all participation as a collective body and not individual members. In order to respect the speaker's time, council members will not engage in dialogue or debate with the speaker. However, council members should feel free to ask the speaker a question or questions once recognized by the council president for the purpose of clarification. Council members can offer comments on the speaker's remarks once the speaker has concluded his or her comments in their allotted 5-minute time frame. First person up.
Hi, I'm Dolores King. 47th Empress. I am here to, I'm so sorry I didn't bring enough invitations, but I'm here to invite you to my Eagle Scout Court of Honor. I have invitations here for all the council.
Thank you very much. All right, thank you very much for the invitations. Next, please.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mayor and Council, and Administration, and Chief of Police. My name is Mildred, but everyone calls me Millie Tuchez, and I live at 23 Leland Street. So like many people sitting here tonight, I think we all love this town, right? We love the people in it, and we love the potential that this town has. So I'm just gonna ask a few questions about some of the things, some of the resolutions, because I always like transparency, as we all say that we want, and clarity, right, on all the issues that are coming up and the ordinances that we're hearing, and first time, second time. So the first one that I want to ask a question is 84/2026. The agreement with Occupational Training Center for Janitorial Services. What is the annual cost of the agreement, and how long is the agreement term? The second one is actually 87/2026 and 88/2026. Together, they equal $142,250 in engineering contracts. One of the questions that I have is that I see that we have a few engineering contracts with ERI. And my question is, are there other companies besides ERI that we're using that are presenting bids? Are we going out and asking for others? Because I see this pattern, ERI. So that's one question. 90/2026, agreement to use Treasure Island for Water Carnival. What safety and insurance provisions are included for the event? And will the township incur any costs related to the Water Carnival? 92/2026. So I see appointment of Council President Harry Harper as mayor's designee to Pinelands Municipal Council. That's wonderful. What responsibilities will the Pinelands Municipal Council designee have? And how often will he be reporting back to the township about things that are happening? Number 5, as we're going along. Actually, I'm going to go into new business, actually. Recreation fireworks show for Water Carnival, $14,847. My question is regarding the purchases of the fireworks display. Was Schaefer selected through quotes or a bidding process? That's my question on that. And then community development in the amount of $19,872. Is this software used for permits, inspections, or property management? Is the $19,872 an annual cost or a multi-year license? And was the township able to evaluate alternative vendors before renewing? Those are my questions.
Mr. President, since you picked the one I was gonna pick, can I start with that?
Sure, go right ahead, which one's that?
That would be for the Occupational Training Center. I actually took the time to do the math because I was looking at those numbers for each building, and it seemed like it got kind of high.
Confusing, but.
Oh, it's not confusing when you do it with a calculator. It comes to a total of $105,474 a year.
It's Candace can straighten that out for it. We all had a little problem reading it. I came up with a high number too. But go ahead, Candace.
The way that the contract reads, it seems as if, some of the costs that are of a whole, seems like that's supposed to be a monthly amount. It actually is only $46,470.32. And I do have it broken out in an Excel sheet that I can send to you for clarification. So it did go up 8% from last year, but they added an additional building and gave us an additional month for the athletic complex, with that increase. And we were made aware last year that the increase was gonna be 8%, so we actually kind of made out pretty good. And 8% may seem like a lot, but it was 43 and some change, last year. So, it is slightly minimal.
Well, I also see that it's guaranteed through 2027.
Yes.
Well, my question is, when I do the math and the calculations of all the numbers that were given to us, I come out with 105.
Yeah,
So-
it reads, it's odd the way that it's written. And then I sat down with, one of my employees because they had dealt with the OTC contract in the past, just to make sure that we were calculating it correctly, even though it's written the way that it is. So we're looking at 46,000 and some change this year for that contract.
So 46,000, so the
46.
numbers we were presenting with that we were gonna vote on tonight were more than double what they actually are.
No, the amount's 46,000.
It is 46?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just the way it's worded in there, cause I personally went to
Well, yeah,
Candace's office and went through this and, you know,
I'm looking at 105, that's two employees.
Yeah, I got looking at it too, and then we worked it all out, and so it is 46,000 or something, and it's spelled out. So,
And what township facilities will be covered under this, janitorial agreement?
Everything except for here.
does the library,
Five other,
five other buildings, Nesbit Center, Dominic Johnson, Senior Center, I believe, BMIA, Country Club, yeah. And then, it takes care of cleaning the bathrooms at the sports facilities for
That's
10 months out of the year, you know, so. So that was that one, 87.
you had another question about ERI appearing so much?
Yeah, well, ERI is
It's our engineer.
our appointed engineer for the town for the year. We do from time to time put things out to bid. Limero's also, one of our engineers that we have for special contracts. I think they're handling 3 projects right now, but, we usually go with our, appointed engineer for the year unless it's something, we deem that needs to have multiple bids and stuff.
It's always good to have multiple bids.
And, but we do those. 90
Treasure Island?
Treasure Island, I don't know, who would best be able to answer our insurance liability there? I mean, I know we have a, signed waiver that, we're not responsible for anything. But there are waivers and stuff signed.
Will the township incur any costs related to the water carnival?
Well, you'll see, brought up the fireworks, we're gonna incur those
Besides
costs.
that,
Township employees being on, all the police officers, absolutely.
I believe there's some.
It's a big event.
do we know,
Porta potties involved.
do we have a ballpark figure of what that's gonna cost?
Kendall, you got any kind of numbers on, anything yet? Yeah. I mean, it's a work in progress,
Yeah.
really, obviously, we don't have everything.
Yeah, it's
nailed down.
definitely a work in progress, various things from, whether it's the kid zone for moon bounces and various things, but we will offset, some of the costs through vendors and various, sponsorship as well. So we are definitely working hard to, not incur as much cost for the
I'm all
township
for the water
as
carnival,
possible.
don't get me wrong.
And as far as for 92, I'm being appointed to the municipal council, finance council. They haven't met in over a year, but they do look for appointees from the different municipalities. And since I do go to most of the finance meeting, I guess that's why the mayor chose to appoint me. That way we have a voice there when they do have meetings, but they have meetings very infrequently as far as this municipal council. Okay.
So whenever there is one, we can expect that you'll join.
I will do my best to be there.
That's great.
And I think we already answered the fireworks question. There were 3 bidders on that fireworks thing, so.
Speaking of the fireworks, while we're talking about it, when our prior mayor was in, and that was canceled last year, that money was supposed to be pushed over into the celebration for this year, right, Danny?
That was gonna be one of my questions.
Very come looking for now, I'm looking for the email I asked him.
And
Very
people-
good. Well, I thought prior to his, leaving, we
We were
had a
supposed to
pretty
go.
hard disagreement that didn't happen, and it was supposed to, right?
From a budget standpoint, we cannot take funds from last year and save them, for this year. Those expenditures essentially stay there as a reserve to be used and then eventually go into surplus.
Okay.
But now, residents that actually, paid to occupy a space or whatever, they got reimbursed, and then
I believe-
it's canceled, right?
I believe, yeah, they were all reimbursed.
And the last one is the community development.
It is an annual contract,
Yeah.
and it's for all of the things that you spoke on. Basically, it runs everything they do within the department, keeps them up to state guidelines, all the things he needs to do his job.
proprietary software, so we either use them or we have to start looking ahead of time for somebody new.
It's easier to look when you have one already. It's
Yeah.
like, it's easier to get another job if you have a job.
Yep, yep.
So, that's it. So, but thank you very much for
Okay,
your answers.
thank you, Millie. Next person.
She about shot holes in you, didn't she?
She may have asked questions, but she didn't ask all.
Oh.
I only have 5 minutes.
Yeah, you heard that, Alex, right? 5 minutes.
I plan on having a filibuster. Alright, good evening, everyone. My name's Alexander Costa. I live at 2950 Route 70. First and foremost, Mr. Ward, thank you. It's been a year since you granted me access to record over there. Thank you so much. You stood up for my rights. You're a great man. Secondly, Amy, I don't know if you've taken Mr. Charles's picture yet or created an email for him, but we know when that'll be up on the township website. Alright.
It's not up on the website.
No, I didn't see it. But be ready, you're gonna get a lot of emails this year. First and foremost, I wanna start on 64/2026. I would like to know if there's a site plan map available for the public to see, for the scope of the project layout. For 84/2020, never mind, she answered my question. 85/2026. Is this one of the last projects ARH will be involved with the township? For 88 and 87, my question is, can you explain the scope of these two phases? For 93/2026, my question is, how much will the contract be with ERI? For 96/2026, would you be able to explain a little bit more? I do understand this is a budgeting tool, but for what purpose will it be used for with the tax department? For ordinance number 12, it's been a long time coming, and a great friend gave me the Charter Study Commission report that the township said they couldn't find. It's unbelievable that they couldn't find a piece of history. But yet, a friend gave me this. What a good man he was. Is. For new business, is this vendor somebody that the township uses normally? And how long will the show last for $14,847? The bill list, my question is, how much is the bill list? As usual, now our favorite part of the commentary up here, Alex's questions and comments. First and foremost, I want to thank Public Works and the mayor and the council president for taking care of my aunt's street. Unfortunately, they left the pile of snow in the middle of the road, but it was rectified immediately, so thank you for taking care of that. At the last meeting, the mayor said that they were meeting with individuals involved with the Sycamore Hole. I would like to know how the meeting went and if any substance came of it. On June 18th, 2025, the council passed a letter demanding the former mayor to reimburse the township and its taxpayers for incorrectly paying vacation time to a township employee. My question is, what is being done to recoup this, and are we charging interest on every day that it's not paid back? Since Pemberton will be turning 180 years old, I did hear you said that we're gonna have an event on the 10th? The 10th, March 10th? Is it 1 o'clock? I saw something online. 1 to 3? Alright. And,
What's the three?
Yeah, 1 to 3, and also on March 14th as well at Country Lakes.
alright. At what time's the
It's
14th?
the 2 to 5.
2 to 5? Alright, thank you. And, of course, a lot of people know, we have some very serious things going on overseas. I do implore people that if you do see something suspicious or somebody that's acting not normally normal, please if you see something, say something, report it. I don't know if you should call the non-emergency number, correct? You know, call the non-emergency number, but if you do see something very bad, do call 911. It's always imperative that public safety is put forward. And how are negotiations moving along with the EMS building? And where are we at with the 2026 municipal budget?
Got it all?
Yep, that's it.
Alright, who wants to take a crack at that? Anybody have any answers for that?
I can handle all of the engineering related
Go
ones.
go for it, Jen.
Your life easier.
Raise your hand.
I try. So for I'll start with the North Lake Shore and South Lake Shore Drive,
That would be 87,
87, 88, and then you also asked about 93.
yes.
So I'll start with 93 since my spreadsheets are in order, they're in order by phases. So 93, the cost of that, for engineering is $51,000. That is for the section of road that is from Sussex Lane to Ridge Road on South Lake Shore Drive. For 87 and 88, so North Lake Shore Drive Phase 1 is from Hydrangea Street to Clubhouse Road, and Phase 2 is from Hydrangea Street to Lincoln Street. As for the Ernie's Mount Road water main extension project, the plans are not finalized. The ARH is completing the plans, so the plans have not yet been finalized. So there is no official map for where that section is. It is only, I want to say, give me 1 second. I can give you an approximate length of the project. It's a very short stretch of water main replacement. It is. Excuse me. It is for approximately 1,200 feet of pipe that goes from basically where the Wawa is on, I always get these roads confused, but it goes, Arnie's Mount Road, thank you. Goes from basically the Wawa and turns the corner onto, thank you. Literally my brain just blanked, I apologize. And it's just it's only 1,200 feet of pipe from that section to that section. But the actual limits are on the plans that are not yet completed, but that's all that project is for.
I'll take the finance ones. So for 96-2026, we're establishing a change fund. Right now we have a petty cash fund. Typically, we're only utilizing it to keep money in the till for the tax collector. There is a whole process behind that, and since we're using it for change, it makes sense to basically dissolve the petty cash and acquire a change fund, just so that they have money in their drawer. Alright, so as far as the bill is concerned, the total is $884,947.47. And the budget, I think we're just finishing up a few last minute things. We do have to wait for our annual financial statement to be processed, and that should be done in the next few weeks because of statutory deadlines.
So by April,
I think that's what we're looking at, yes.
It won't be August.
It won't be August.
that'll be a lot better. Oh, and just 83, what is not being used? I know you said you were just keeping 83 on there so it was synchronous, but what was not being used? What did you guys pull?
It could be brought up in another session when it's finalized. There were some issues and we pulled it, and instead of changing all the numbers, we just left it out and moving on.
Oh, and you have an update on the Sycamore Hall?
We're working with the, that's all I can add about right now.
Alright.
But we are working in,
Now what about the overtime money? Are we getting that back? Or, I'm sorry, the vacation time? Are we getting that money back? Like $4,000.
We don't have much recourse on that for the mayor.
I believe, I'm gonna catch you off guard, I know Chris said that We passed a resolution, I don't know when it was, to
June 18th.
make the mayor responsible for paying some funds. And Chris pretty much told us that it didn't have teeth now that he's out of office and stuff, so. That's about all I can tell you about that. And you had a question on 95 too, what was that one, Alex? I thought you had a question on 95, maybe I wrote that down wrong. No?
No, I didn't ask that.
Okay, no problem, my mistake.
And how's the EMS negotiations?
Still ongoing.
Did you guys get the emails I sent last night? We were having internet issues, I don't know if they came through.
I did read some of it, Alex, but I apologize, I didn't read the whole thing, I was getting tired.
Oh, I understand.
Like the fifth page.
Thank you, Alex.
Have a good one, guys.
Anyone else?
You go ahead. I got your pen.
Good evening, Mayor, members of Town Council, and residents of Pemberton Township. For 106 years, the Browns Mills Improvement Association has brought neighbors together and strengthened this community. My name is Marty Graf-Wenger, and I'm proud to serve as president of the BMIA. Before I move to our events, I just want to thank the Town Council for reconsidering the lake management chemicals that had previously been placed in the budget. By reconsidering that plan, the township has saved over $50,000, and we appreciate the council looking at the bigger picture for the future of our lakes. My grandfather stood at this microphone, meeting after meeting, fighting for proper lake management, and tonight history gives this council the opportunity to continue protecting our lakes. Browns Mills has long been known for wellness and natural beauty. Historically, people travel here to restore their health and enjoy the lakes and the pine forest. We are also home to Deborah Heart and Lung Center, one of the most respected medical institutions in the country. Because of that history, dumping chemicals into our lakes is counter to the reason this community was founded, and we truly appreciate the council reconsidering that approach. Browns Mills still has the opportunity to build on that identity as a community of wellness where people come for nature and recreation, healthy living, and connection. I would also like to thank Kendall, Justice, and TJ from the Recreation Department for the fantastic meeting we had together. We discussed many ideas for our town, and the possibilities truly feel endless. The BMIA looks forward to partnering with Recreation whenever we can. There is an ordinance tonight, and it is ordinance number 12-2026, and it's authorizing the submission of a question on the ballot for the election of a charter commission in accordance with the NJSA. Currently our township operates under the Faulkner form of government, and many of our BMIA members have expressed concern about how this structure has functioned, particularly the authority it allows without requiring meaningful debate among council members. The BMIA supports giving voters the opportunity to reconsider this system and potentially move towards a structure that encourages open discussion, transparency, and fairness. Many municipalities in New Jersey operate under the council manager form of government, where the council debates policy openly and a professional manager handles daily administration. This structure encourages balanced decision-making, shared responsibility, and accountability to the public. Ultimately, we believe the voters of Pemberton Township deserve the opportunity to decide what structure will best serve the future of our community. Now, I'd just like to share some upcoming BMIA community events. This Friday at 7 p.m., we will host Mardi Gras karaoke at the BMIA building with masks, beads, and lots of fun. BMIA members will also receive a ticket to enter our super secret door prize box. March 14th at 8 a.m., come join us at Clean Communities. They're meeting at the Dominique Johnson Community Center at 8 a.m. March 22nd at 2 p.m., Coffee with a Cop with members of our police department, including Chief of Police Glass. March 28th at 10 a.m. is Brunch with the Easter Bunny at the BMIA building. This is our fundraiser that we are supporting so we can support our community programs. Tickets are only $10 and children under 10 eat for free. We will have a bunny there to take pictures with and a backdrop and chairs, and Harvey the bunny from the Bunny Rescue will also make an appearance. April 3rd at 7 p.m. is our 1970s disco dance party at the BMIA. May 19th at 6 p.m. This just hit the presses. Human Trafficking Awareness and Training at the BMIA building in partnership with the Pemberton Township Police Department, Recreation Department, and the In His Image Justice Coalition. This event is open to the public, and more information is available online on the Township site and then on our Facebook page. We do have one small request this evening regarding Wi-Fi access at the BMIA building. When we run community events, presentations and programs, we currently have to rely on mobile phone hotspots to access the internet. For example, this Friday's Mardi Gras karaoke requires us to stream music through a hotspot, which is not the most reliable thing. If possible, we would respectfully request that the Wi-Fi credentials for the building be shared with the BMIA so we can run these events more smoothly for the community. We would greatly appreciate the council's consideration. Membership in the BMIA is only $15 per person or $20 per family for the entire year. Like I said, for 106 years, the Brownsville's Improvement Association has proved something powerful. When neighbors come together, great things happen. My great-grandfather helped start the tradition in 1919, and I'm proud to continue it today. Brownsville's has always been a place where people come together to protect what matters, support one another, and build something better for the next generation. The future of Brownsville will always be built by the people who live here, care here, and believe in this community. So thank you very much for your time this evening, and thank you for your service to the town.
Thank you, Marty. I'm sure the business administrator will look into Wi-Fi access at the BMIA. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening. Because of Marty's conversation,
Gotta state your name for the record there, Joe. We know your name, but you gotta state it for the
Joe
record.
Fallon, Clubhouse Road, Browns Mills. Question about Mirror Lake water quality. How often and where is that water tested? And I only ask that because the finger of lake that sticks in my property, it comes in, we have property on both sides. That finger has a drain from the street running down into that little finger of lake. I've been there when some of that water has been draining off. And I wondered where we get the water quality test from. Just up at the beach? Or is it down where people are fishing? Or where exactly? I've never heard where that was taken. I've only at different times heard that, yeah, it's been tested, and of course, the lakes have been closed. The beach has been closed at different times. So I really would like to know that, and that was not what brought me up here tonight, but it just prompted the question because it's been a question in my mind. Introduction of the ordinance number 12. Change of government. I think we should create that commission to at least consider an alternate form of government. And the reason is, we look back on the past two mayors. And I don't think I have to say anything more. We really need to have control and not have someone, not you, Mr. Mayor, run amok and make decisions without some kind of consideration from the council. And if you all had a manager that answered to the council, it would take a group of you to either negate or approve. And that's what's been lacking. So I just say, yeah, look where we've been, and yes, it's always about the people, whether it's the people we elect up here or whether it's the people we hire. We can see the history right now of the mayor position. So in terms of what it's cost the township, not just in monetary, but in the loss of good staff that has forced us to hire new people, when we would not have had to do that had we not had a mayor running amok. And that cost is a hidden cost because we can't define that. All we can do is say, yeah, it's cost us good people. So at the end of the day, at least give the township residents the opportunity to say, yeah, we'd like a change, or no, we think we're okay to where we are. We did this before for a good reason. It turns out things have changed, and experience has indicated we need a better control over the head of our government, the way it's running here in the town. So I thank you for your time, and I do appreciate you all putting out all the effort you do for the benefit of the township. It's a difficult job. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Joe. As far as the water testing, the county's responsible for that. So I don't know how often they do it, but I'm sure we could reach out to the county and get a little more information. But that falls under their responsibility.
Well,
They do monitor the beaches, Presidential Lakes, Country Lakes, and Mirror Lake prior to the beach being open.
right.
And then they come back and check them again. And also the federal government has been monitoring the water in Mirror Lake because of the issue on the base.
Well, that was another question that came up because it does feed in off the base. Well, in terms of the county, I would be questioning, yeah, it's their responsibility, but we're all using it. And that's a valuable resource for the town. I mean, it's one of the attractions. I just suggest we have a vested interest in making sure that that water is as good a quality as it can be for all the township residents and anybody that's coming in from the outside, actually. Anybody that swims in that lake, you can't help but get a mouthful. So, thank you.
No problem, like I said, I'll reach out to the county. I'm sure they probably have it somewhere on their website, but I'll find out. Okay?
Thank you.
Hi, Lynn Reynolds, Horizon Road, Browns Mills. On ordinance 1226, I'm happy to see the commission is on there for approval to go onto the ballot, but I don't think anybody should be under any delusions about what a commission would do. If a commission doesn't have the support of the public, it's a process that takes us nowhere. We did it in 1979, and the report that came out from the commission at that time for the change of government was not accepted, and nothing changed. So the commission works for an entire year, they make a recommendation, and then it goes on the ballot, and it's not approved. If you don't have the participation of the public, it's not just about, 7 people sitting down, holding meetings with the public and getting input from them, and then coming to a conclusion, and then coming out with a recommendation that goes on the ballot. It won't work unless unless the public is really invested in it. And Joe was right. I mean, it's taken the last 2 mayors. The first one was done in 1979, so how many years ago was that? and then it was done again in 1989, and that was when, and they were under two different optional municipal charter law plans. The first one was amended, the first one was under a 1950 plan when we were a council mayor form of government. And then the optional municipal charter law came into effect in 1981, and we did it again in 89. And that one was, we changed from the township committee form of government to the mayor council. And it was pretty much an abject failure for us in terms of, millions and millions of dollars in litigation and a lack of productivity with our business and economic community. So there's a lot invested in it, but the public really needs to be invested in it as well, and to attend those meetings and to, take advantage of all the information that the commission would put out. It can't just be the commission that's gonna do this, it has to be everybody in the township. Okay, thanks for putting it on, thanks for considering it.
That's why we're putting it on there, and people wanted it.
I want it, don't get me wrong, I want it, believe me. But, it's work, it's not easy.
Hi, I'm Shelby Beatty from 61 Badiola Street. Good evening. I'm a proud Girl Scout from Troop 21072. Tonight, I want to start by saying thank you to our community for 13 years of support. Because of you, our neighbors, leaders, customers, and volunteers, I've had opportunities that shaped who I am today. Over the past 13 years, I've sold approximately 7,500 boxes of cookies. That number represents so much more than just cookies. The money raised through cookie sales has given my troop and me opportunities many girls may never get. Because of our cookie program, we've been able to explore new places, experience different cultures, and learn by stepping outside of our comfort zones. Travel has been a great part of my development. It's helped me become more independent, taught me how to adapt to new environments, and allowed me to see the world from various perspectives. Girl Scouts has taught me a sisterhood like no other. The girls I've grown up with in this program are more than just friends. They're the people who know me best, support me, and celebrate my successes. That sense of sisterhood is something I know I'll carry with me for the rest of my life, long after my time in Girl Scouts. As I look ahead to college and adulthood, I'm forever grateful for the experiences, memories, and connections Girl Scouts has given me. They've helped shape who I am today and who I hope to become. Thank you for believing in Girl Scouts, for supporting our cookie programs, and for helping make these opportunities possible. Also, our last ever cookie booth / closing celebration will be Saturday, March 14th from 9 to 12 at the Little Red Schoolhouse. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Rick Brown. I live at Foreshore Circle in Country Lakes. And I came out tonight to see how this all goes. I've been involved in the planning board and things for years, but I've never actually really sat through council meetings. So I appreciate now more so what you're involved with. So, I have just one question, and it deals with the Polbridge Park, a grading plan for Polbridge Park. I happened to park my car there a few times when I was involved in doing some inspections with the Polbridge development. And one of the things I noticed about the park is it's flat. I also noticed it's got a lot of nice trees. So my question is, what is the grading plan for the Polbridge Park? Are we making a pump track for bikes or something, which, I think would be cool? Or why are we doing a grading plan? Does anyone say that? That's all.
Well, I believe, Jen, correct me if I'm wrong, it's all required by the Pine Lands?
No, actually, this grading plan is actually for the Polbridge playground.
Yes.
Yeah, which for the project, we're building a playground at Polbridge. So we need a grading plan. DPW is gonna exact that plan and also do the installation of the playground.
Okay, I guess I would just suggest that I'm not quite sure what kind of playground. I mean, at one point in time, I believe the previous administrator was thinking about doing a volleyball court or something, but, and I know we're not doing that anymore, but just curious, most of the playground equipment I'm familiar with is basically set at grade, and if the grades are a little different, they go a little different. So I'm just curious, I'd like to, let me just bottom line say, I don't think the area needs to be extensively graded, and I would like to see the trees preserved. So that's my 2 cents.
We are not, the trees are staying. Part of the survey is to identify the location of the trees to ensure that the playground equipment will not be placed in any of it. Like it said, this is also in the Pinelands, so we also have to make sure that we have our I's dotted and T's crossed on that accord. So it's not an extensive grading plan, but to ensure that everything is placed within the boundaries of the township owned property, a survey needs to be done. We just need to make sure that it's all gonna drain properly.
So, so the, I guess what I'm curious about with the Pinelands thing, do you know what project, what kind of thing is proposed there? That's.
But I'm not seeing that.
Yeah, it's actually 2 parts. It's a composite playground that actually for ages 5 to 6.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 5 to 12, which is older playground, and then ages 2 to 5, which is a smaller playground. It's gonna consist of like a swing set, slide, and various things.
So this includes, I guess, a boundary survey and locating every tree over a certain size?
Yes.
And doing grading, we're doing elevations, not necessarily doing the grading. The grading plan would be developed in concert with the installation?
Correct.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Anyone else for public comment?
Good evening, everyone. How y'all doing? Robert King, everyone calls me Pete, at 247 Amherst Avenue, Pemberton. Let's see, I want to start off with just to let y'all know, the young lady that was here earlier today, on this last snowstorm, she wound up shoveling over along University there. She shoveled from Lafayette all the way down to Rutgers along the sidewalk there. She did about 10 hours. And when I asked her why, it was so that the kids who were going to the bus stop didn't have to walk in the road this time. So, got to give her kudos on that. So that was a lot of work she did. And she did it by herself, and she didn't ask for any money or anything like that. So, but that is the spirit of Scout Troop 397G, one of the girl troops we have here. We currently have about 9 girls. We're going to be bringing up some camp cards next meeting. If anyone would like to buy them, they're $10 each. The girls get 50% of each card they sell, so they get $5 towards their account. They have like 12 different break-offs, so like if you spend $50 at ShopRite, you get a $5 coupon, so you get half your money back right there. If you go to like Dave & Buster's, you buy $20 worth of game tokens, you get another 20 free. So there's a lot of good things on that, and that money goes towards their camping. So the campground we're going to this year costs $625. Some of the girls are also doing National Jamboree, which is like another $2,300. And then some of the girls are actually also doing what's called the National Youth Leadership Training, which is another $200 and something out of their pockets to go to all these trainings. So when you see the girls out there, that's what we're trying to hold the fundraisers for, is to help alleviate the parents some of that. And they're also getting a lot of valuable experience in there. About the schools, did anyone go see the SpongeBob play this last time at Helen Ford? If y'all didn't, you missed a great time. It was really good. So, and the one they did at the high school before that was also really good. So. All right, so my question on the roads there are, for Lake Shore, what are they doing? Are they like digging it, grading it down, grinding it out, and putting down new pavement? Or what are they doing? It doesn't say. And then $20,000 seems like a lot just to plan for a grading. Does that include, what else does that 20 grand include? Because how much are we House has already, asked about the, water and the, ERI stuff. And then the other problem I have, and I apologize, I thought I printed 6, but I think I only printed 5.
Mayor, my apologies, I'll email you the pictures.
All right, the pictures of what you're looking at is the corner of Amherst and University. That is supposed to be for, you know, the ADA ramps. As you can tell, they are below the level of the road. The one picture was taken the first day when we were doing all the shoveling. The second picture was actually taken today, and the water is still there. And if you drive down University, you're gonna see almost every corner has water puddling in it. So, you know, we have our kids walking, you know, like I said, my daughter did all that work to get the kids to a nice safe place, but now they're all gonna have to trod through water just to get to the bus stop. You see what I'm saying? And if it freezes, you know, what are we, you know, what are we gonna do? It's, if we shovel it, you know, try to break the ice and get it off there, where's all the water gonna pool right back to? Right there. I've complained about this before and nothing was done at that point in time. But the engineering firm came out, said that the pitch on that ramp was, you know, at my house is actually too great of a pitch, so it just makes the water run right down there. And then with the actual ramp being below street level, it just puddles. And then my last thing is the safe roads to school. We did that for years and years. There was a couple things here, we're doing this, we're doing that, but nothing ever came of it. And what happened to all the money? Did we actually receive the money? Did it earn interest? Did that get put into a time? You know, what happened for all that cash for that safe routes to school? That's it.
Okay, what was the intersection of that, University and what? Amherst?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So, your question actually all ties into multiple things. So this intersection is included in the Safe Routes to School, which we are still doing. The contractor is going to be starting on that work in mid-March. The intention was for them to start earlier, like last year, but there was a few hiccups that we needed to work out. They are now all worked out and they are scheduled to start work on that in mid-March. So this will be taken care of, and we are still working on the Safe Routes to School money. I have been in talks with Rowan, the design engineer who's working on phase 2. Phase 2 is in the process of being designed as we speak.
And then what's going on, what are they actually doing?
Oh, I'm sorry, that was the first question I was going to answer, I apologize. So, for the road programs, it really kind of depends on what, our inspection looks like. In some places, it's just a 2-inch mill and overlay. In some instances, we do mill down and do an actual base repair on portions of the road and then bring it back up to grade, but it really all just depends on the state of the road. Most of them are going to just be 2-inch mill and overlay, and if a base repair is needed, that will be done as well.
Could I just add to this?
Sure, go ahead.
Just so everybody knows over here too, the stormwater drain at College and Stockton Bridge Road there too is collapsing again for the 3rd time over 4 years. It needs to be fixed correctly. The last time they did it, I watched them pull the grate out, put like patio pavers underneath the collar, and then set it back down. The buses drive over it, smashes the stormwater drain down, and it's appalling. And the children walk across that as well, so.
Okay.
Mr. Ward, what was that location?
College and Stockton Bridge Road.
College and Stockton Bridge
Good evening, everyone. Myself at 92 Street Road. First, can someone verify, because I don't know who did the messed up parking lot, is the Dominique Johnson Center. Can someone just verify ERI was not involved in that in any way? Okay, that's good. I want to make sure because whoever did that, they should be paying.
Microphone.
Huh?
You gotta talk into the mic.
Oh, okay. Just asking about the parking lot, make sure ERI is not involved in that center, or for this grading plan. Okay. Next, I'm all for the distracted driving effort, but I guess since the police chief is here, what about all these vehicles that drive around with tinted plastic over their rear license plate, no front license plate, full windshield tinting where not a single state allows that? It's illegal in every state. You don't even have to see them. You can drive up and down the streets and let our car pull over, give them a ticket. Why aren't we doing any of this? That's distract. How do you even know someone's distracted driving when their windshield is blacked out, when their front doors or front windows are blacked out? Why aren't we enforcing any of the tinting laws? Or the whole thing where people are driving around where you don't even know what their license plate is. If someone does something to me and drives off and hits me when they have a blocked license plate, how can I even report that? How do you know, my insurance is just gonna go up because I'm gonna end up having to pay for it because I can't prove who was the other party. But the distracted driving, I'm for it, but it's not just phones. It's people putting on makeup while they're driving, all kinds of other stuff too. So it's not just phones, but my question is, how do you even know if they're distracted driving when their whole car, the vehicle is blacked out?
So what the phone aware pay is the specific grant they put out here, with the phone aware pay, and that could be using any handheld device in your hand, as far as that goes. But I know that people have been issued tint summonses previously. I can't say that every officer is stopping them for that every time, but that is happening, sir.
Okay, I'm just wondering, because I see so many vehicles with front windshields. I know there's not a single state, so it doesn't matter on what state license plate is on their vehicle. If their whole windshield is tinted, that's illegal. And there's no medical waiver for that either. Medical waiver going to the first 4 6 inches.
Correct.
Council President, could I chime in on that too?
You surely may.
But I just have a question, because I've been, along Mr. Salka's comments, since you're here, Chief Glass, and I know, I think I'd mentioned it to you a couple of years ago, but it's not your fault, but is the township even considering adopting some of these violations as ordinances, as they've done in other communities? I know Willingboro had really big success with adopting the road violation policy and procedure from the state of New Jersey as ordinances. And then that way there, if it's, and I'm not saying it is, a money situation, then the township can collect off the ordinance on township-owned streets. And I think that might be a situation that would lead into this, especially with better results. It's my 2 cents again this year.
Thank you, Mr. Ward.
If I could add in a question as well, if they are if they're registered in New Jersey, and they have tinted windows like that are violated, is the inspection station not flagging these cars for that?
You know what's funny? I just got my car inspected about 2 weeks ago, Charles. And honestly, all they do is you drive over the mirror. They don't even check safety anymore. My 2 front tires were bald. And you drive over the mirrors, and I'm not even joking, right? You drive over the mirrors, they plug your car in, the OD2 into the car, up you pass, they throw a sticker on it. They don't even jump on your bumper anymore, thank God, like they used to. I remember that, it used to be crap out of your car. But yeah, no, they don't check it.
Everybody done? Okay. Good evening, everybody in general. My name is America Phillips. I've been living in Presidential Lake, Pemberton Township for 46 years. I've been noticing then my development, now it's getting nice, I start working more. Okay, I know that nothing has been done, and the old warehouse used to be a store in there in the old days, they said they were taking care of that. But look like there's somebody knocked the doors down, now they just put them with nails, pieces of the wood there. Can you guys check it out that? Because the spring is coming, kids will be wandering around there. I noticed also, I was told in the past, the signs for no litter signs came. Okay, I took my time today, I left my house 5 o'clock this afternoon. Stopping every single place, took Route 70 to Spring Lake Boulevard, and I noticed only 2 signs are, and what happened when you get off of Route 70, a quarter mile down, that's where all the garbage is. There is no sign in there, and that's not the state property, that's township property, okay? What they did was, they put 2 signs close together. We need 4 signs or 5 signs in that. They put it right away next to each other, nothing on the left. I know that they did it in the development, but how much they spend for the signs? Or who designed those signs? They are black and white. And I will appreciate it if they put some more signs in there. Because the good weather is coming. I'll be doing cleanup, March 14. That's my best spot there. I collect 6 bags, halfway only. The other people coming up the other way. And we need more signs in there, please. And I noticed they put a $1,000 fine. That's a fine. That's big me. I go for 50 morning, 2,000. Teach them a lesson. Take only 1 person. That's it. Be honest with you, the world pass. Okay, I also noticed the good weather is coming. All our pots open, will be back. You gotta go to the bathroom too. We go to the bathroom 24/7 too. Not only in the winter, not only in the spring, in the summer, or in the fall. In the winter we also go. That way they story the other mayor stated. It's winter time. We don't go down like it's nights, okay? Okay, now I want to know, I was reading my agenda here, it mentioned Treasure Island. What is Treasure Island? Okay. Okay, my next thing will be, I need to know, because I drive most every day in town, what is going on with Sycamore Hall. I hear they are taking that. Come on, don't wait until it's too late, please. We need that historical building. We brag about it, how old is Pemberton, that we go and celebrate the 180 years, that you know the best present you can give it to your resident in this community? You one day you come and tell them, guess what? You got the Sycamore Hall. Will be the best thing you can do in our life, okay? I was not born and raised in here, but I'm reading a lot of books, and what are you saying in here? I got it in my books. Okay, now, I noticed also, speaking in reference to the vehicles, this will go to the chief. In Presidential Lakes, we got a traffic light there. And that's between the township, well, the police chief involved in that too. We will appreciate it if you request to the state to put us a camera in that development in the traffic light, please. They destroyed all my flowers this past year. That routine was not a human person or they didn't take it with them. I know I cannot do nothing about it, but you the one gotta push the wheels. Okay, for the police chief also, the car with the muffler noise and heavy noises and everything. When they leave my development, they can come on Route 70. The noise is still going on, and guess what? If you are sleeping in the middle of the night, you will wake up. I live in a crossroad there. It's New Hampshire Road in Tennessee Trail, and they put a sign in there, yield sign. Guess what? You may as well remove the yield sign and put a stop sign. The people has a speedway there. They racing from one place to another. They don't even bother to stop. And my concern it is, I get 4 buses stopping there in the morning. And the stop sign is in New York Road, that was a joke what they did. You park 6 o'clock in the morning there, guess what? You will have fun in there. When I walk in there, I see what is going on. Okay, my time is up, and I just want, okay? Let me just go in my ordinance. Please, we need this ordinance to be passed. The otherwise, we were not in what we are right now. As a taxpayer, I know they didn't pay money for that. And the ex-mayor, guess what? That is way. They say you cannot touch him. As a military widow, I know how to touch it, okay? If you guys want to really want to get the money, you know how to get the money. He get a pension and he get everything. Leave it away.
Thank you, Ms. Wells. Anyone else?
So I would bring them back. Brought them back. That's maybe my first question for you. Good evening. Okay, where's Mary? Hello. I brought my map tonight.
State your
Yeah,
name.
my name is Michelle Foreman. I know this was addressed here. I brought my map tonight so Rosemary could see it. I would like to know, if before I leave this meeting tonight, somebody could show me where the water lines are for the 4 phases on that map. Will somebody do that before I leave? Okay, thank you. I really don't wanna be up here talking tonight. Really don't wanna be up here talking. But anyway, first thing I'd like to address is Mr. Harper. Number one, when people are flailing their arms at me, when people are distracting me when I'm up here, you're very rude and discourteous to me. And everybody is ignoring this behavior. What do I do about it? Because I'm gonna say something to somebody when they do that to me. And when I say something to somebody about it twice, you're telling me that you don't want it to escalate. Where I talk to somebody in the most calm and cultured manner that I have ever seen anybody address an issue like this. Now, Mr. Harper, you keep insisting that I continue with my talk and ignore bad behavior. Now, when other people come up here big guys will say, who scream at other people and fight back and forth. You don't say a word to them. So, that's my first question. How are we gonna address this? I know Joshua Ward loves the word decorum. Somebody has to maintain the decorum in this room. I cannot control what happens when people are on YouTube or whatever you talk about, because I really got a gut punch from the last meeting. I got a real gut punch. I was so upset about this because I back this man up, Mr. Dewey. I back him up when there's a problem. A lot of times there's nobody else backing him up but one or two other people. When you guys kicked him to the curb and you were trying to stick the mayor and you told him he could be mayor, I backed him up. Now, I just want to say, I was devastated when he was making comments during the last YouTube. I don't even want to talk about what he said to me. I'm glad to know how much he hates me, because I will never be stupid enough to stand here and back him up ever again. I'm making a public proclamation, and I am not here anymore to spare anybody their feelings, certain people anyway, because nobody's sparing my feelings. I mean, some people aren't. You are an exception. I will say to you, Mr. Doyle, if you don't mind me saying, you're different. You must have been raised very exceptionally, because you are so polite. Even when I don't agree with you, you can talk to me so politely. And I see your mom back there. She should be so proud of you. And I said to Mr. Glass tonight, I said, you know what, I don't hear anybody say anything, Chief Glass, I don't hear anybody ever say anything bad about you. I said, everybody loves you. But you know what? Everybody loves you too. I just want to say that I'm proud of you. Even if we don't always agree, okay? You have a very courteous way of speaking to all the residents, and I appreciate that about you. And you could be a good example to the rest who don't care about my feelings, which is okay. I can handle it. Trust me, I can. I'm not happy about it, but I come here for a reason. The other thing I want to say is, the question is, who's paying for this Paul Bridge playground? The other thing is, do I have a couple more minutes, or 30 more seconds, or no? Do I have 30 more seconds? 5 seconds. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so, I guess that's all I can say tonight. I do have questions about this. Can you just tell me, well, my time is up, so. That's it, but I have my map here, try to catch you after the meeting, okay? Top secret, I can't tell you. I might tell you one day.
Thank you, Michelle, and, I know you, Michelle.
Oh, yeah, you were gonna answer a question, I
You and
forgot.
I had 3 or 4 conversations since the last meeting, and I did express, what my feelings were. I told you I would try to do better. I try to keep, decorum in this meeting as often as I can. It does get out of hand from time to time, as I said before, but I'm constantly trying to do better. So the day they put me in the ground, I'll keep trying to do better. That's all I can say.
I just wanna know why I can't tell somebody in a calm, cultured manner to back off me while I'm up here talking. Cause I'll be honest with you, sometimes I'm up here,
What?
guess what? I don't always love what I'm hearing when I come up here, I gotta sit through a lot of stuff too.
One of the best
Let
ways
you
to
know.
de-escalate is to not
It
pay
wasn't
attention.
escalated,
Well,
I didn't escalate anything.
For me, to de-escalate is just to tell you or anyone.
To ignore bad behavior?
Sure, yeah, I mean.
No, you don't ignore bad behavior. I know all about it. Cause Mr. Gardner used to say, oh, the reason why I sent you out of the room is because of your behavior. But you're still not answering my question, how are we gonna address it next time? I'm not gonna ignore it. You're gonna silence me the next time somebody's rude to me?
Did I silence you
Yes,
the
you
last
did.
time?
You said
No,
you
I
shall.
asked you to speak to the council.
No.
That's what
I'm
I
not
asked you to
gonna,
do.
so how are we gonna address it? You're not gonna say?
Actually, I'm just gonna try to do better every
Yeah.
time. That's all I can do. That's all I can promise.
Okay, we'll see.
Anyone else for public comment? Heard you went on the over tonight.
They good?
You went on the over tonight, right? Keeping track.
Evening, Council. James Thorland, 226 Filbert Avenue. I want to touch on one thing. And I'm touching on it because I'm going to bring up one subject that leads to other subjects, and there's just not enough time to talk about all of it. But I'm going to start by saying that I think everyone in this room could probably vividly remember an example or a time when someone, perhaps yourself, a neighbor, someone you know, received a notice of violation for something relatively minor and thought, with all of the issues in town, why is this being issued? I think most people know what I'm talking about. And I've been keeping an eye on my own neighborhood because I think it's actually a really good example of that. And I've mentioned Press Avenue, and it's a real good street to look at when it comes to examples like that, because it's been decades. It's been plagued with so many problems. And once in a while, one problem goes away, but then another one takes its place. And you've got properties with cars all over the lawn, you've got properties where cars are spilling into the woods, you've got wetlands violations, you've got, well, even just sticking with the cars, because I could get into the construction aspect and everything else. But we're talking about areas that are regularly patrolled. Code enforcement will go by these major eyesores day in and day out, dozens and dozens of times. And I'll do the open request to find out, okay, what are they issuing violations for? And time again, over the years, it's always been minor violations are being addressed, and the major violations are not. To the point that even if a major violation does generate a notice, I'll look through the records and I'll see that the case would get closed, it would be marked as abated, and the problems still persist because I drive by them all the time and I can see it. And so I look at the time frame and I say, I've been driving by this the entire time. And then I'm seeing that within that time frame, something's being marked as, solved. And it hasn't been. And I brought this up with this council, the last council, the council before that. And we've had turnover with basically every department and staff member since. And these problems still persist. And you drive down Press Avenue, if you drive slow enough, I mean, if you're trying to cruise by at 35 miles an hour, you're not gonna see it. But if you're looking and you're staying within the speed limit, you're gonna see things where you say, that doesn't look right. And how long has it been? That's been like that for years. It's just not right. And one of the things that I've been noticing as I've been doing these requests is that even if a major violation gets addressed, and even if that ends up in court, what happens is that violation does not end up back in court for at least another year, more than a year. And so what that means is our system of having escalating fines for continued violations never gets utilized. Everyone's starting with a clean slate. It's always a first offense. And if you think about it, that's the violator's way of paying us off, literally paying us off, to let that violation continue. And I'm wondering if anybody's been down Press Avenue within the last few months. Because if you have, you'll notice that among these problems I talked about, among the illegal businesses where people are running a business in a residential area where it's not zoned for it, and I know a thing or two about zoning, I've been learning. Real quick, car rental business with a sign in front of it advertising it. The company's registered as an LLC to an address right next to where this car rental business is in the woods. Code enforcement passes it multiple times a week. And I can tell you, I've done the request, that hasn't been addressed. There might have been activity relating to that location, but nothing addressing that actual business. And you gotta wonder, who knows who, why is that happening? And so I'm curious what anyone has to say about that. My time's up, so thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Boland. I'm sure it'll be looked into. Mr. Gerber, you'd like to speak? Sure. There you go, that's all I need.
Hi, Mr. Bowen, how are you? My name's Ken Gerber, I'm the new Director of Community Development.
Nice to meet you.
I would ask you to please call my office, express your concerns directly to me, so I can get my people out on some of these complaints that you have. I assure you that we are out working diligently to resolve some of these issues, and we're trying to get these matters into the court system, and we're having a little bit of trouble getting everybody to appear. But I promise you this, that I will diligently work for you and every resident of this community to beautify this town and make everybody proud to live here, as proud as I am to work here. So give me a shout tomorrow, the next day, any day you want. My door's always open, and let me know what you need, and we'll do everything we can to resolve it.
Mr. Gerber, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gerber. Anyone else for public comment? Seeing none, moving on to our resolutions. Anybody have any, they want to post on the consent agenda?
Well, I was trying to jump on 84, but Candace took all the wind out of that for me, so.
Sorry.
Anybody, Danny? 85. 85, you'd like to pull? Okay. 95. Anybody else? All right, looking for a motion for the resolution as amended.
Make a motion for a consent agenda as amended.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Charleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. All right, Danny, 85, it's all, floor is all yours.
Lots of these, one, ARH. Now, you know my feeling with this.
Can you use the mic?
Microphone down.
ARH. I know this has been ongoing with these people since this project started, and I still have the same feelings today as I did last year about ARH. And I'm not against the project, but I'm against the engineering. They've cost us thousands and thousands of dollars since they've been here. And I would rather turn it over to ERI and make sure it's done right and the inspections are done right, so we get out of this mess. I have, you know, like I said, I'm not against the project, I'm against the engineer. It cost us a lot of money, but apparently it doesn't mean nothing to anybody else. That's all I got on that one.
Anyone else on the 85?
I have to say, I agree with Danny. I've listened to Danny and Josh both talk about it. I wouldn't mind seeing the same thing, but last time we dredged this up, I was under the impression that it was going to cost us a lot of money for ERI to do some of the things that ARH had already done. You know, maybe you could shed some light on that for me?
Thanks, Joe.
No problem. So, this is a larger, because this project is multi-phased, and there's money coming from the state / the Pinelands for it, the switching of engineers in the middle was suggested that it was not going to be a good idea, and that came from the state. That is why ARH has remained on this portion of the project. From my understanding and conversations that we've had at engineering meetings, ARH is mostly already done with the design of this portion of the project. So this $80,000 is to basically cover work that they've already done, and without seeing their additional proposal for it, I would assume that construction administration of it as well. That is why that we have not moved. Everyone felt it was more cost conscious for the township to leave it with ARH as the engineer rather than moving it to my office.
And that's what I got from it. I appreciate that. Thanks, Jim.
All right, and
One
there's,
more comment that I can make. What is it, the West End Park off, I think, Mike made a comment? That place there is so screwed up with the grades. On a heavy rain, we should put diving boards out there for the kids. Cause it's a lake. In the parking lot, we need galoshes to go to walk in the building. And nobody ever followed through with ARH, and they made millions on that job, and it's a mess.
who's code enforcement?
With men. That's all I got.
Okay, as I was at the last few engineering meetings, you know, again, as Jen said, financing through the state and all for the grants and stuff, they wanted to keep the same people on. I believe ARH has given us a second effort here. They've you know, showed renewed vigor, and I think they're giving us our best effort. This is probably one of the last projects that they're fully in charge of. They're handing over the KHA project once that goes out to bid. All the road projects down on Lake Shores have been turned over. So, just for the sake of the grant money, we need to stay with this firm. That's about all I can say about that.
Thanks for ARH, that's how we got the Greenberg Farm development. Their guy testified against us.
All right, I'll entertain a motion on 85-2026.
Make a motion to approve 85-2026.
Second?
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. DeCharleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
No.
Mr. Ward?
No.
All right, Danny, 95 is the next one.
Yes. I see a refund for, foreign daughter. I just wanna make sure that all the paperwork is right.
Microphone?
Can't hear you, Dan.
Foreign daughter, you're up here for a refund. I'm just making sure that all the paperwork is correct, and we have all the fees that are due us before we cut them a check.
Asked our solicitor a question, is this a normal procedure as far as they're looking to take monies from, what was an escrow? Is that a bond escrow or escrow?
This was an escrow, in the construction department, planning and zoning. And what I was told, the escrow amount was about $26,000, that was the refund. Farm requested that we take their licensing fee from that. And, they are also currently looking into make sure all the bills are in for that. And the discussion is being had regarding making sure their water and sewer and trash is all, but it won't be processed until all that is settled.
So it's not a performance bond,
It's,
it's a construction escrow for inspections?
that is correct. I don't have a performance bond in the engine.
So, this was one of my projects, and I believe that this may be a cash bond. And, Chris and I talked today about it, and I would rather release their bond because the project is complete, instead of using it and transferring it to another account to pay for a license.
Yeah, and in order to release the bond, I think the engineer would have to write a letter and say we recommend release.
Right, and I believe that Remington and Vernon did write the letter, they did it prior to the CO being issued, but at the same time, I think that we should release the bond and then they can pay the license fee on their own.
I would
And close
agree,
the escrow account.
and I
I
would
believe, I
maybe,
believe that's what this is supposed to do, because I did speak, to Chris about this. I don't feel comfortable transferring it, I would rather it be refunded back to them, and they pay it, from the amount that they receive in refund.
my concern is the use of the term escrow versus bond, and I know some people think that's the same, it's not. And if there's a bond and there's been an authorization from the engineer to recommend it be released, there should be a resolution of the council authorizing the release of a performance bond. This is an escrow, this indicates it's an escrow account. I'm gonna
My
recommend.
understanding it is an escrow account. From what I received from
So I believe the cash bonds actually go into a type of an escrow account. I think it's just a wording thing here, because we do have an inspection escrow, we have an application escrow, and then we have the cash bond escrow.
And in response to Councilman's questions, we believe all the bills are in, at this juncture.
Yes.
If the township is satisfied that all the bills have been, paid, this would authorize a refund of the escrow account, and they can write a check instead of transferring it over, and I would agree with that process.
Would it be in their favor to write us a check, and then when this thing is all over, refund them the money?
I believe they're entitled to the refund at this juncture. We can't hold their, refund, but we would be entitled to refund it to them, and they can write us a check for the appropriate fee, instead of just transferring it. I would agree that's not the proper procedure.
All right, so then we have to amend this to.
No, it appears to say the correct thing.
Okay, okay.
It's a refund of an escrow account.
Okay, all right, and I'm looking, that answers everyone's questions, and I'm looking for a motion.
Motion to accept resolution 95.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. DeSharleroy?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. All right, moving on down to, introduction, ordinances for introduction. Ordinance of the Township of Pemberton, County of Burlington, State of New Jersey, authorizing the submission of a question on the ballot for the election of the Charter Commission in accordance with NJSA 40-69.
Do you turn your mic up? Very hard to hear you.
Thank you. That's as loud as it goes, sorry, I was talking too quietly, I guess. Any discussion on this, introduction of this ordinance? Council?
Have they already formed the commission?
No, that's what what this is due, once we do the second reading, if it gets to that, then they'll have to put it on the general election, and I believe 5 members will be elected to that committee at that time.
And are they gonna be council members, couple?
Yes, they're directly elected.
They gotta do their homework on this, because you could really be worse off than you are today. And I'm not in favor of the Faulkner Act, but in my opinion, it's designed to protect bad politicians. And the other way, means I'm a lifer here, I've seen in the past when the council members were appointed to the police commission, road department, water department, didn't turn out good. So somebody's gonna have to really do their homework, whoever involved in this, because the one that we have now is bad. It could use some tweaking, but it could go really bad the other way. That's all I have to say.
I think a couple of the people in the audience brought up, it's only as good as the people on the committees, councils and stuff like that. I said it before when I was running for election. It's not about the form of government, it's the people in the government, no matter what kind it is. Anybody else have anything to say? If not, I'll entertain a motion to move this on for a second reading.
Tammy, what are we looking at, March 18th?
It doesn't require additional advertisement.
No.
March 18th.
Make a motion to, introduce ordinance number 12, 2026 for second reading and public comment at the March 18th meeting. I'll second.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Joey?
Yes.
Mr. Charleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. All right, new business, purchases over $3,000, recreation, fireworks show, water carnival, $14,847. Questions, comments?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I'm all for the fireworks. I have a question, because I have no involvement with what's going on with the water carnival, your 180th anniversary. Has anybody applied to the state for the water carnival in order to have the motorboats on the lake?
Not as a yet, no, sir. Not as a yet.
Well, if you're gonna have a water carnival, you need boats to pull floats.
Definitely, yeah, we are working definitely on the permitting now, the
Okay.
various permits that need to
I
be
just
put out.
wanted to make sure that somebody notified the state, so
Yeah.
this thing doesn't get canceled at the last minute.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
I know Alex had asked a question before about this, Mr. President, about, how long $14,847 is gonna get us. I know that's probably one of the higher numbers that I've seen in a while. I can tell you the last 4, 5, 6 fireworks displays here we've had in Pemberton Township, none of them have been disappointing. And, it's impressive, absolutely impressive, so I'm sure that whatever they put on Alex is gonna be spectacular, especially for an anniversary like this.
It's probably possibly 13 to 14 minutes. But the Schaefer says it's gonna, they're amping it up more so than they have in the past.
Fantastic, thanks.
Mr. President, may I?
Yes, go ahead.
We are applying for UEZ funds to pay for those fireworks.
All right, makes it even better. Looking for a motion.
Make a motion to approve new business A1.
I'll second.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Joey?
Yes.
Mr. Charleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. New business A2, community development license software renewal for SPL management software, and total amount of $19,872. Comments, questions?
Only comment I have is Mr. Gerber at the helm now, make this money back for us.
We're working on it.
Entertain a motion?
Make a motion to approve new business A2.
I'll second.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Joey?
Yes.
Mr. Charleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. All right, food, the bill list.
had a couple things here.
Go right ahead, Mr. Dillon.
I think it's page 2. It looks like they bought an injector pump. And there's a core of $798 here. I sure hope that gets returned, and we get our core. Usually, with an injector pump, if you're buying this, you've got the old one in your hand. And you know, there's no core. So it looks like they picked up the injector pump, put it on, and I hope it's not laying in the corner of the garage sitting there, $300 back.
I see a mention of the core charge there, so I'm sure
Yeah,
they're,
which means
they're aware.
They didn't get the old injector pump.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure they're aware of it. We can make notations.
There was some juicy stuff, but I just wanted to bring that up. That's all I got.
Anyone else have anything else on the bill list? If not,
One thing I wanted to point out was I couldn't go without saying, I see our ex-mayor is still hitting us from the past, to the tune of almost $5,000 this month.
Are they legal bills?
Is that legal bills? Art?
Yes, sir.
cleaning up some stuff.
Call it what you want. Make a motion to approve bill list.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Charleroy?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. All right, solicitors report?
Nothing, before we go to that, can I throw some things out here before we wind this down?
Sure, go ahead.
Hopefully, at the next meeting, we'll be able to get the answers on the, Wawa in the school. The readings are in, so we have a good idea of how much money we have to collect and how we're gonna collect it.
So regarding the Wawa, I was informed today that they were sent letters and that they have been paid. There's like $3.95 due. I did request to see those letters because it was handled by the previous mayor, to make sure that they actually billed them correctly. As far as the school, we are identifying that and they will be billed correctly.
Okay, but what did the Wawa's new rate go to?
So it went from, $0.84 a quarter to what I saw was like $788, and that's my concern, is because that still seemed very low to me for a super, Wawa that's open 24 hours a day.
But I would think when the hot weather finally gets here and they have the sprinkler system up and running, it's gonna go up.
That's correct.
But I would think right now for winter, that's probably not a bad number.
It's been like that, they've been averaging it like that for, I guess, the last 4 quarters, that was the back billing included. I think it's kinda low for a super Wawa, but I'll report back one to you.
Okay. I just wanted it on the record so that we can make sure that it's on the next meeting. Thank you.
All right, and, I'm gonna give it to Amy for a second, she's got a public service comment.
Yeah, I normally don't get my own comments, but I just wanted to make the public aware the county is doing redistricting in Pemberton Township for election purposes. We will be getting at least 3 new districts. Those districts won't be finalized until their meeting of March 10th. So I just want everybody to be aware, and when you get your sample ballot, that tells you what district you're in and where your polling location is, so everybody should be mindful of that when they get their sample ballots this year. That will go into effect for this primary, the June primary. So, as soon as we have the information, we will post it up on our website. Just if everybody could spread the word, so people aren't screaming and yelling on primary day.
Amy, what's the reason for that? I mean, our population's down, I would think if it went up, absolutely we need more.
We're not the only town that's being redistricted. Everybody is aware of what occurred, at the November election in 2024.
with the long lines that occurred throughout Burlington County, and it triggered the realization that a lot of the districts in some towns, it's not just Pemberton, but it's not all Burlington County towns, were way off. Like, we had one district that had over 2,000 voters, and the district right next to it only had 500 voters. So even though our voter number is not really different, we have 19,000 something voters, is the last number I saw. It's redistributing the number of voters per district so it can be better handled. And they will address the number of machines and things like that. It's not a major difference. The biggest difference is gonna be those that vote at the library and those that vote at the senior center. That's where we're gonna see our biggest difference, and we'll do everything we can to make sure that the numbers can be handled.
All right, mayor's report.
Thank you, Harry. So a couple things. Myself, Rosemary, and Council President are working diligently to try to take Sycamore Hall back. I think we're making progress, and I'll keep my comments at that. We're also working very closely with the New Horizons developer, for the new Wawa and Taco Bell. Those talks are going well, moving along. Hopefully, we'll be closing on that shortly. A couple of township municipal employee things. We started an employee spotlight program, so it's recognizing our employees on a regular frequency, just recognize the great work they do. And lastly, I was able to attend the Black History Lunch at the high school a couple of weeks ago, and it was amazing. The kids at the high school did a great job putting that together. The food was, you couldn't get better food at a restaurant. It was really good. They did a great job. That's all I got. Thanks for being here. Have a good night.
Business administrator.
I just wanted to update, Councilman Ward, that the 2023 and 2024 audit has been loaded into the DCA system that's called FAST. Second, I would like to let the residents know that the affordable housing program, the Rehab Your Homes, if you meet the requirements of low to medium income family, has started again. We have 3 new applications that'll be on the agenda at the next meeting. Please reach out to community development. Please feel free to reach out to me if you're interested and you would like to apply. Thank you. Enjoy your night.
Any of our professionals that have anything to say? No? All right, well, we appreciate you being here for all your help. Councilman Ward, how about you?
Thank you. Just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Didn't seem like we lost too many people, so I apologize for my absence at the last meeting. I was severely sick, so I didn't want to come in and contaminate anybody. So I hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you at the next meeting. Thank you.
Councilman Doyle.
Once again, it's nice to see so many faces here, and there was a lot less, what's the word, hostility or attitude of the mic tonight. That's pretty nice to see. Needless to say, Mr. Anderson stayed in his seat. Maybe that's why.
That's right.
Michelle, I'd be remiss if I didn't say I appreciate your comments. They are very much appreciated. And I just want to maybe try to reiterate to you what Harry was trying to say. And it has a lot to do with my upbringing, but also has a lot to do with the training, as Chief Glass would attest to too. Sometimes when there's hostility in the room, it's better just to be a sponge. The best way I can describe that to you is if you take a ball and you throw it at me, and I start thinking, well, I'm just gonna throw it back at you. What are you gonna do? You're gonna throw it back at me, right? Maybe if you just throw that ball at me in hostility and I just catch it and just hold on to it, the hostility's over. So sometimes it's better just to be a sponge when things go awry a little bit and just let it happen. Sometimes in our career, worst things you can even imagine could never be said up here at this dais that I've heard. You just smile and you have to go on with your job, you go on with your life. Let it roll off. But if I've ever said anything or done anything to make you feel remiss, I apologize for that. I hope I never do. But sometimes words are just misconstrued or the wrong thing is said, but it's not done with any ill intent. Nobody up here means any harm to any of the residents especially. You guys are the ones that put us here. And we appreciate it. We're trying to do the job as you guys want it done. But we have to put our input to try to coordinate what it is you want. and try to make that happen as best we can. That's why the 5 of us, you see 5 yeses up here, it's because we all believe it's right for you guys, but there's a lot of 3 to 2s, 4 to 1s. We have a difference of opinion, but we still have to move on. But I do appreciate the support and thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Mr. Dewey?
Well, one thing I can say is I was gone for 7 weeks, and there's no place like home. I'm glad I'm home, be with all my friends in the community. But it was good to get away. I did bring some good weather coming. It's gonna hit here about Friday or Saturday. There was a lot of construction on 95, and I think that slowed it up, but it'll be here by the weekend. I wanna thank everybody for coming out. Miss you guys. And the last comment I can say, remember, vote for Dewey.
Charles,
I just wanted to give thanks to all the road crews that were out during this, the massive blizzard we had. It was outrageously heavy snow. I don't know if you've been down Route 70 or other roads, it was hundreds of trees snapped off everywhere. And our roads, I walked through country lakes, after the snow, and I could because the roads were clear already. It was quite an amazing job. So, congratulations to road crews, you did a great job this one.
All right, thank you, Charles. Yes, we did have 2 major storms this year, and we got through both of them, I think, fairly well. You know, it took, a couple days to get caught up, but, our guys hung in there, did it, worked their shifts, and again, it's not just the people that are out there clearing the roads, it's a lot of people behind the scenes, paying attention to what's going on, constant emails going back and forth. I know I was linked in, and even though I'm sitting in my comfortable house, a lot of stuff's going out there over those 48 to 72 hours, so there's a lot of people to thank, behind the scenes and out there on the roads. We appreciate them. Hope all you people come out. As I mentioned, March 10th is a little event for the 180th at the train station from 1 to 3. There's another event on the 14th at the Country Lakes Firehouse. I believe Kendley said that's 2 to 5.
Yes, sir.
That's also for the 180th. Please come out, please participate. As a community, that's what we need, to get out there and communicate with each other, just say hi to each other, shake each other's hands, and try to do the best we can. That's all I can say. I'm gonna keep trying to do the best I can. Thank you for coming out. Let's get out of here now. Looking for a motion.
Motion.
Second.